everyone, welcome back. My name is Marianne. I live here in Canada with my husband and 2 kids ages 5 and 6, and I make videos on simplifying life and motherhood through easy organization. Today's video is back to school. School prep for us is like 90% organizing what we already own and decluttering what we no longer need so that we have a simple, easy, functional school year, and then 10% buying new stuff. Maybe not even 10%, 5% of actually buying new stuff. So I'll show you that today. I'll show you what we already have, and I'll show you everything that we have that we've organized and that we are using to prep for the school year. Okay, first thing is actual school supplies. I think this is probably very different depending on where you live. Our school sends a list, which we got at the end of last year with suggested items. I am always very hesitant to send school supplies. I have this vision of teachers on the first day being overwhelmed with like a million school supplies, especially for kids that are little. Our kids are going into SK Senior Kindergarten as Annie Rose, and our older one, Leo, is going into grade 2. So for Annie Rose specifically, who's going into kindergarten, her second year, I am not setting any school supplies on day 1. I will show you what I'm setting, but it has nothing to do with crayons and markers and that kind of thing. What I will do is I will reach out to the teacher later in the year, maybe once they get settled in, and I will say, you know, what do you actually need? Do you want specific things for the classroom? Do you want a gift card? So you can choose what you want. I obviously, because of my profession, I am very aware and very leery of having a ton of clutter and a ton of waste. So I worry that these markers and these crayons will all just kind of end up in the garbage and not being used. I want to make sure the teacher is getting exactly what they want and what they need. For grade 2 for Leo, it's a little different because he's a little more independent. This year we are setting a few school supplies. One thing I know for sure that he needed last year was a pencil case. They now at each of their own spots has a pencil case. He had one last year, which he was gifted, and he lost it because that's what 6-year-olds do, and we ended up getting this one for 99 cents at the thrift shop, and it is completely fine, completely functional. It doesn't have anything babyish on it, so he was fine with this. Does he wish he could have one that has, you know, the Toronto Blue Jays or some sort of like cool sports team? Probably yes. Am I offering that to him? No, because those pencil cases are like $20 and I just can't justify it in my mind because he will probably lose it again. So the 99-cent one from the thrift shop, he was fine with. Was he excited? No. Did he care? No. He does not care about things like that. It's just like not important to him. So we just went with this for this year. We didn't actually buy anything that goes in it. We had everything already. So markers, for example, they say on the list, they give you a pack of like 12 Crayola markers. I made sure they were Crayola and I made sure they were washable, but otherwise I just went through the stash that we already had, found one of each color and tossed it in. I had a pair of scissors, which we already owned, tossed them in. A pencil sharpener we already owned, tossed it in. I should probably clean it out. We did the exact same with pencil crayons. We had a ton of pencil crayons. So I went through, we made sure all of the markers worked. We sharpened all the pencil crayons so they're all good. And we did the same thing with pencils. We had a ton of pencils that they have gotten like over the years. I made sure they had little erasers and I sharpened them all, or we sharpened them. We did it together. And then he is set for grade 2. Next is lunches and figuring out lunches. All right, we did not buy anything new for lunches. Each of the kids still has a little bento box. This one that Leo has is a PC, so like a President's Choice brand that we just happened to get, I think when he was in JK. It actually, the snap broke on it, so it's been broken since kindergarten. I tried a few others that were given to me, but I loved the size of this one. Like it's just a little bit bigger and a little bit easier to pack. I love packing it. So I just thought, you know what, it's fine. I wrap an elastic around it every single morning and it's totally fine. His lunch doesn't leak. And as he's getting older, that's less and less of a concern. We make do with this, and I'll probably never buy him another bento box. Annie Rose's also, she's had that one since we bought this before she was even in kindergarten actually, and we use it all the time because we use these all summer for like picnics or if we're going to the beach, that kind of thing. So we use these constantly, not even just for school, and they were really great. This one is the Yum Box brand. Can you see that there? which is super popular. It's fine. I still personally prefer the President's Choice one. I think it holds more, but this one is totally fine for her, and it will definitely work again for her second year of kindergarten. If I was buying brand new, my preference would be, I think the ones are called Planet Box, and they look so nice and lovely, and I think they're all stainless steel, and they probably last forever. However, I was never able to find a good secondhand one, and I just couldn't justify the price of the brand new ones, and we already had these, so I just feel like use what you have. For lunch bags, I have this blue one. It's actually Yum Box brand too. But I bought that on Marketplace secondhand last year. This part's ripped, but like, I don't really care. And I think I paid $5 for it on Marketplace, and it's plain blue and it works perfectly, and we'll use that for another year. We'll probably use that for a few more years. Annie Rose actually got a new hand-me-down lunch bag. So she had a lunch bag from last year, which was again just like a little My Little Pony one that we got on Marketplace, and it worked totally fine. The zipper was not amazing, but it did work, and I wouldn't have paid to replace it. However, her cousins were getting rid of this one, which is an LLB one, and the zipper's like so nice. Like if I was gonna buy a brand new one, yeah, this one's really nice. Like it's just thicker and heavier duty. I can tell it's gonna last longer. She has little pockets in the front, and it's just a really nice lunch bag. So we're kind of excited to use that, and it fits her bento box perfectly. Water bottles for Annie Rose. She has this one, which a ton of people have. It's just that Thermos brand, which she's had again for years. It's always worked really well. Does it leak? Probably a little bit, but it's fine. We have got replacement straws for these before, so we've replaced that whole inside section, and it's worked great. So we're gonna keep that for another year at least. Leo does have a really nice water bottle, which he got last year from Scott's parents, which was, I will find the brand and put a picture of it here, of the exact one we have. It's super nice. It actually pretty leak proof. It's a really nice one. It was, I think, like $30 or something wild to me. We don't have it at the moment. It's at a friend's house. We will probably get it back. But in the meantime, he's been using this Gatorade water bottle, which was just out of Scott's hockey bag. And he used these all year for baseball. So now he thinks that's what's cool. But now that he's getting older, the leaking and stuff is not as much of a concern because he knows how to put his water bottle in his side pocket. So he'll probably use this for most of the year, and he thinks it's amazing, and it cost us nothing. Okay, in terms of extra water bottles, extra lunch bags, I do not have any extra lunch bags. I don't have extra lunch boxes. However, I do have one extra water bottle. I probably wouldn't have gone out to buy this. Like I wouldn't have purchased one. However, we had an extra one, so I have kept that one extra kid one, because throughout the year they do periodically either temporarily lose their water bottle or forget it somewhere over the weekend. And if we're in a pinch and don't have anything, this is like a nice, easy, simple, small one that's just something to use in a pinch. For kindergartens in our area, we send an extra set of clothes. I don't know how that works in other areas, but I have this little bag which we've been using for 1 trillion years, and I will put all of her her extra set of clothes in there, which they just keep in the classroom. And I just put one of our cur labels on it, and that will have her spare clothes in it. Oh, on lunches, before I get away from lunches, I wanted to share this actually bento box, like an adult version sort of thing. It's also President's Choice, and it is one that I got for myself because I found the bento box is so handy for the kids. I ended up getting this one for myself, and I've been using it for my lunches when I'm working out of the house, like I'm organizing clients' houses. These are so handy. It's perfect for a little sandwich and some snacks, and I've been using it nonstop and love it. So totally random side note, nothing to do with this kid's back to school, but if you're looking for an adult one and if you've considered getting one for yourself for your own lunches, I do really love it. Next thing is labels. Most of our kid labels are these Mabel's labels. I've shared this before, but we just end up getting just the last name, like for both kids, so I can use these labels on either of their items, and I don't have to worry about if I have the right one for the right kid, that kind of thing. Last year, someone sent me this tip, usually in the month of August. What cereal brand is it? Post? Something like that, like whoever does Shreddies or Cheerios, I think. They have free labels, a coupon for free labels inside the box. I'm gonna try to show you a clip of it here because I haven't found it for this year, but I did it last year and it's true, it's real. You get a thing of free labels and you can see we haven't used them all and they actually stay on really well. Like I wasn't sure if they'd be as good a quality as the Maples labels, but I find they do. They stay on their clothes, they stay on their winter gear. So if you're looking for free labels, look around in your cereal aisle this year. It's super easy to do. You just do it all online and they mail it to you and it's easy peasy. And our labels we just keep in this little like folder, that lives right near our front doors. Well, last minute be thinking, I didn't put a label on this toque. And then I run up there, grab it. They're really nice to have, super handy. I gotta get my coffee, hold on. You might notice that I'm in a different spot. I don't think I've ever done a video on this couch before. We got this couch, you can kind of see it. We got it used. I think we paid $300 and I love it. It's so nice. So you might see more videos on this couch because it's very comfortable to do it. If you're buying a brand new backpack, the brands that I have heard through the grapevine are Land's End and LL Bean. I have never personally purchased one of their backpacks before, but if you're looking for one that's gonna last and is really good, I've heard both those brands are really good and they often have sales, so you can look them up there. This one we've got for Leo. He's had this one since kindergarten. This is just like a cheaper one that we got from Winners, which is like the equivalent to Home Goods, sort of similar to that. Anywho, it's not anything fancy. I wouldn't say it's probably not gonna last until grade 12, but it's actually been really decent and he still loves the look of it and we use and abuse this thing and it's actually kept up pretty well. The thing I love about it is having this outside pocket for a water bottle. We've had backpacks before that don't have the outside pocket and it's brutal. Having this one, it's like a big, nice mesh one so his big Gatorade bottle can fit in there. Highly recommend. Annie Rose's backpack. It was a hand-me-down from a friend and she loves it. And so as soon as we got this one, we got rid of her old one. I made her choose between the two of them and she chose this one. It's actually been really good quality. Again, the zippers are really good. She thinks it's great and it fits everything. And again, it has that side pocket for her water bottle, which is awesome. So one thing to note is she actually did get another hand-me-down backpack this year. It came from her cousins with this lunch bag. It matches it. So it was like an LL Bean one. And she wanted to have both backpacks and rotate with them. And I knew that would drive me totally nuts and just make our mornings way more complicated than they need to be. So I made her choose and she chose this one. So this is the one that we're going with. Shoes. So I'm assuming this is most areas, most schools, is each kid has to have a pair of indoor shoes. So each of our kids have a pair of outdoor running shoes, which they already had that they've been using all summer, and those work fine. They still fit them. We do not have to get anything new for them. They're wearing them at the moment. And in terms of shoes, really that's all we get them. They have running shoes, indoor, outdoor. We don't have different styles. We don't have multiple pairs. For shoes, I'm really into just function, what we need, what we have to have. I don't want to spend money on them, and most importantly, I don't want to have to sort through them every morning to decide what she wants to wear with what or what he wants to wear with what. I just know myself and I know it will frustrate me in the morning, so I stick to the least amount of shoes as possible. I had to get them each a pair of indoor shoes. These ones actually we bought Leo on Marketplace as well, that we got those last year. I think I was buying them from another mom, and she ended up giving 2 pairs because she just wanted them out of her house, which I totally understood. So these were a size up and now they will fit him this year. So I've already put those in his backpack for the first day of school. Annie Rose, we ended up getting hers at the thrift shop. We went, I think they were $6. They're little Skechers and they still light up and they're sparkly and pink and she thinks they're amazing. So those ones will be her indoor shoes and I'm gonna be keeping also those in her backpack for the first day of school. In terms of clothing, like actual t-shirts, shorts, that kind of thing, they did not need a single new item. They had tons of shirts. They have tons of items. I didn't go out and buy a specific outfit for the first day of school. If that's really important to you and that's something and you're really into that and you love having those photos for the first day of school, totally go for it if that's your thing. I simply could not handle one more piece of clothing in our house. Closer to the first day of school, they will pick out the item that they want to wear and that will be their first day of school outfit and will be fine. Later on in the fall, probably like closer to the end of September, maybe October, I'll actually go through their clothing and make sure we have enough things for the fall weather. But for September, they're good with t-shirt, shorts, and a sweatshirt because it is still super hot here. So they don't need any like actual fall clothing or anything like that for the first month. However, one thing I do like to get organized before school starts is outerwear, because here in Canada the weather changes so quickly and it's so extreme and the winters are really brutal. So that part I do like to make sure we have organized ahead of time. So I'll quickly show you what we have for outerwear. So for fall, they each have a pair of little splash pants. These ones need to be washed. They both had pairs. I still have some in our outerwear bin in the basement for them to grow into, but they each have a pair for sure that will fit, you know, on that first super rainy, super sloppy day, that they each have a pair I can toss on them. I try to get Leo's in neutral colors. I mean, most of them are hand-me-downs, but I try to keep the ones that are the most neutral so that Annie Rose can wear them too. I also triple checked that they each have a toque. So I have Leo's and Annie Rose's, which are both super cute. I love them. And they both have like an extra hat anyway, but I wanted to make sure they at least have one solid hat that fits for that first cool day. And I want to make sure they each had a pair of little, like these are, I would say, like fall and spring mitts. And I know I have something in the bins that I can toss on them on that first super cool day. Also sun hat. Leo has a baseball hat, which he has on. And then Annie Rose, again, has this little hat. She hardly ever wears it. She's lost about 3 hats at school. I try to avoid sending a hat with her, but I do have one hat. So in case they do like a little field trip in September when it's a really hot day and the teacher really wants them to have a hat, I'll send that for them. Fall coats, I have this cutie for Annie Rose. I think this is from Children's Place, and it's just a cute little like pink and blue one, which also matches the navy blue splash pants. It's kind of perfect for rainy days, those first cool days, that kind of thing. We also got this one from our friends, gave this from Leo. They have twin boys, so we get so much good stuff from them and always so appreciative. And this one's, I think it's an Oshkosh. Yeah, it's an Oshkosh, but I love it so much. It's so cute and it's soft. It's size 7, so that'll fit them this year and for sure at least next year. I'm excited about that one. And snowsuits. They're not gonna need a snowsuit in the first 6 weeks of school. However, I find those are hardest to find, like used or secondhand. I wanna make sure, so that's something I kind of wanna be ahead on, because what happens if I'm not prepared and all of a sudden it snows and all of a sudden I have to go to the mall and pay $60 for kids' snow pants for size 6, which I refuse to do. So I just wanted to double check that we have. Leo's is still from last year. They're the ones where you can kind of like let them down on the bottom to make them a bit longer. Like I've said before, he's really short, so this will fit him no problem. We do have a jacket that's one size up, but it's way too big. So I'll keep that for maybe by March. It might fit into that one, but for now, this is what we're gonna use for the start of the winter. I tried Annie Rose's snowsuit from last year on her, and she had definitely outgrown it. So we passed that on, and we checked our hand-me-down bin, and she had the next size up, so she has a 6, but she needed a 5T, so we ended up getting this one on Marketplace. It is like almost brand new condition. I mean, I'm sure it's been worn, but it's in such great condition. One of the best snowsuits we've ever got, a used one, and it's an Oshkosh, and it's a 5T, and it has like a purple, it's like a soft lining, and it has a set of gray snow pants, which are also very cute, and we got that for $35, I think. When we did shoes, I forgot to show you. 2 sets of boots, each kid. They each have a pair of rain boots, and they each have a pair of snow boots. I just got these little ones for Leo. He is officially too old for any design. He doesn't want dinos on them. He doesn't want anything like that. So these are like very grown up to me. These are grown up big kid rain boots. I got them on Marketplace. I think I bought them, I think I paid $10, $5 or $10. I'm assuming they've been used, but they look brand new. They're in really good condition. So pumped with that. And if you saw my last week's video about decluttering, you saw I got rid of his old red rain boots. And these are the ones, I was keeping them for Annie Rose, but she ended up loving them. Of course, she got a hand-me-down ones that have unicorns on them. So obviously she loves these ones way more. And potentially they do start wearing their rain boots in September because it's have some pretty rainy days. Last thing is snow boots. Leo's snow boots, they are black. Classic thin slate standard ones that are very dirty by the looks of it. Obviously I did not wash these before we put them away in the spring, but these still fit him from last year. I made him try them on and they still fit him, so we're good to go. Annie Rose had outgrown her rain boots. They were those really good ones. What's that brand that's rubbery? Anyway, we had found those used. They actually had a huge hole on them though. Like they leaked right through here, so we just had to put them straight in the garbage, which I felt bad about, but there was no saving them. So I ended up getting her these little rain boots, which are these Sorel ones, which like every kid has. They're very popular. and I got them on Marketplace, but they were still in the box. They have never been worn, and she had left like the price tag and actually the receipt in it. I think she paid $60 for them, and I think I paid her $20, and they fit her, and they're pink, which she loves, and they should be really good. I think my own boots are Sorel, so I think these are actually a pretty good brand. Last thing that I'm getting ready for the first day of school is a library book from our school library that I forgot to return in the spring that we found halfway through the summer. So I'm putting that in Leo's backpack and I'm making him return it on the very first day of school. So proof that even the most organized family sometimes forgets things, and wherever you're at, you're doing great. So guys, I think that's everything. We are ready for the school year. Now that we're organized and have everything set out, we can enjoy the last few days of our summer holidays. My biggest suggestion to make a smooth school year is having less items in your home, whether it be all these school items, whether it be books, toys, whatever is overwhelming your house right now, or the areas are overwhelming you. Creating clutter-free areas, those areas that you're using constantly throughout the school year, will make such a huge difference in your day-to-day and the efficiency of your routines. Thank you so much for being here, guys, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.